And we are live. Hello everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, happy time zones wherever you might be. Slightly later, but you know, time is still meaningless and irrelevant, so we choose not to acknowledge it in this house. But yes, I'm Emma, and welcome to the House of Hubris, here on twitch.tv/Saracent, where we are beginning, as you can see, Pentiment, which I've tried to keep spoiler-free on. I've honestly heard very little about it. I know it looks amazing. I know it's a murder mystery type thing. And I'm already absolutely loving the soundtrack. Does this not sound amazing? Speaking of which, as ever, starting a new game, so if there's any problems with the sound mix, let me know. Yeah. Hoping I get different outcomes than you. Well, we shall see. I have not seen what you've had on your streams, because, like I say, I've been trying... I knew I would be playing this, so we shall see. Risky Campbell given same brain cell. Yeah. Yeah. So, I feel like we've been playing a lot of mystery games lately, and the game that we were meant to be playing today, which may still come up later, if I can get the tech to work, was also a mystery game. There just seem to have been a lot of good ones coming out lately, I think. Plus, I like a mystery. Just finished playing Immortality on the Xbox, on my new Series X as well, and oh my god, that game's amazing. Speaking of good mystery games that are coming out recently. Heavy recommend. Anyway, instead of talking about other games, why don't we play this game? I'm going to click New Game. Because, you know, this game is new. This game uses stylized fonts and writing effects that may be difficult for some readers. Easy read fonts improves legibility by disabling some effects. I love that it puts this up front. Really do. I mean, I think I'm going to be reading all the text anyway, and... yeah. Using stylized, and sometimes it's very hard to read. I'm still going to do it. I imagine this can be changed later, so... let's see how we go. But yes, loved it for the aesthetic. Yeah, that's why I'm doing it, you know that. Pentiment automatically saves your progress as you play the game because the year is 2023. And if you don't have autosaves, what are you even doing? In the beginning was the word, so this is... we have a rock? Where do we have a rock? Oh, we're erasing, okay. Word of the day is palimpsest. The Latin on these pages does occasionally contain spoilers. Okay. Thanks for letting me know. I mean, I was already probably not going to be sat here translating all the Latin because, you know, I respect everybody else's time. But yes, thank you for the warning. Language nerds, indeed. That's what we are. For what you do and go, wow, there's Latin. Oh, well, that's weird. That hasn't happened. Got it. It's Pentiment. Allow me to echo that Pentiment. Not reading that Latin. Oh, I love the look of this already. What's the word for... I know there's a word. Are they... inculinati? The, like doodles in the margins that monks did. I know there's a word. It's something like that. No, not the illumination. This is specifically the like... there's a word for the, like, doodles in the margins that aren't related to anything and just tend to go absolutely wild. Bavaria. Holy Roman Empire, April 1518. An artist sleeps. Yeah, I think they're in Culinati. I could be wrong. An artist's mind. No, don't go into an artist's mind. That's a terrible idea. And the abbot said to me, Andreas, I'm really hoping this is our main character and I'm not just giving the neutral voice to somebody who will never appear again. Okay, the fact that we have dialogue choices suggests this is us. And the abbot said to me, so... Yeah, it's not just marginalia, I swear there's another word, or I'm making it give something else. Ugh. Huh. Yeah, it's probably just I'm thinking of something else than marginalia. Hope we have some freaky snails and animals in the margins. Exactly, yeah. If it's not got a snail playing a trumpet, what are you even doing? So, what's the abbot said to us? Don't want us distracting the sisters in the library, you need to finish this commission by the end of April, or keep your conversations with Brother Piero to a minimum. Why would you talk to that guy? Why is his name underlined? So many questions. I think we need to remember we have deadlines, because God knows that's a problem. Isn't that much earlier than you were expecting? Yes, he had told me I had until the Ides of May. That's my birthday. Asshole! And he's not going to pay you anymore, is he? He has no appreciation for the cost of your sweat. Thanks, Saint Grobian. The yield of labour should not be measured in coin, but in personal satisfaction and self-improvement. What? You are officially... I'm going to turn this down a bit for me. You are a bit too lost in the source philosophically if Socrates is giving you advice in your dreams. Just like dial it back a bit. Personal satisfaction doesn't put much food on the table though, does it? Ha! And Prester John's here. How did you reply to the abbot, Andreas? Do my best to get it done by the end of April. It'll be done when it's done, or, yeah. You should probably listen to the abbot. No, I'm a big fan of done when it's done. That's what I like to hear. What's he gonna do? Find someone else to finish your work before May? It's true. Making enemies with the abbot may not be wise, but he needs your work. And the doing of the work is its own virtue, regardless of what the abbot may think. Despite the abbot's eye, you must endure. Soon you will have finished both the abbot's work as well as your master's. And then you will return to Nuremberg, where marriage and your new life as a master await you. Why are things being underlined? Oh, I can click on them. Oh my god, yes, there's your weird margin doodles. Free Imperial City of the Holy Roman Empire, major trade centre, city of arts including printing, and long finger. Okay, I love this already. Love this. Yes, marriage to someone he has never met. Hardly ideal. With everybody else being allegorical figures, I'm assuming this is Dante's Beatrice? Well, the alternative is becoming a philosopher, and really who'd do that? Oh, Jesus, then you should definitely get married. Is she pretty, at least? That's what my brother said. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but who knows? This is fairly standard, I think. Just notice the roses waving in the wind. Oh, yeah. Oh, the animation on this is gorgeous. Yeah, this seems pretty standard. The small portrait they sent was lovely, but we artists can be flatterers. It is growing late. The wheel of time stops for no man, Andreas. I fear you must leave us. Ah, true, your majesty. Will you visit us again soon? Well, I can't always dream of this place, your majesty. Of course. If you are not here tomorrow night, I pray you will be someplace as pleasant. Thanks, Prester John. Grobian, please see Andreas safely home. Of course, Your Majesty. Until next time, Andreas. Until next time, Your Majesty. Oh my god. Pay no mind to the other fools, Andreas. Oh, and they've got Lines Nebulae for the clouds. That's me being a heraldry nerd. Oh god, that's going to recur, isn't it? I never do. How? At least I would if they'd stop stepping on my feet. Where are you going? Ha! They're fools, Andreas. No point in trying to teach them anything. I know old John wants you to endure the abbot's shed, but since I take you home, I get the last word. Glad I was also susceptible to the yep. Don't let him run you ragged, boy. Abbott can't push me around. I'm an outsider and he's just trying to keep order. Or, yeah, it'll be fine. I won't cause trouble. I want more background. He's just trying to keep order in the Abbey. I'm an outsider. Right, an outsider he brought in. If he wants your work, he has to deal with you as you are. Please stop. Ah! Yes, occasionally there have been some little typos in this, and then the writer will scrape them out and fill the new letter in. Would you please stop? No, they will not. I give up. Take me home, Grobian. As you wish, Andreas. I'm not one for... that's a typo, thank you. I'm not one for cute children, but this is a very cute child. Good morning, Ursula. Good answer. Time to get up. There you go, got up. Part 1, The Baron, April 1518. And here we are. That's flashing at us. Why is this flashing at us? Oh, it's our journal. Prime, hour 6. Another day, another few pages for the abbot, and hopefully a few for myself. I need to go across town and head up to the abbey so I can start work at the scriptorium. Ah, the folding pages. Any scene has different illuminated text and marginalia. This rules. Yes, this is outer tassing. Oh, right, I was wondering, is this tassing or what? But no, it's the double S uses the elongated one that they used in medieval script. Which is what it is, so that makes sense. So yes, here we have outer tassing. Here we have tassing proper. Here we have Kearsau Abbey, which is where our scriptorium is, and I believe where we're staying. We have a thing of people, specifically, at the minute, Brother Piero of Verona, artist of Kearsau Abbey, known for his... I thought that said kidneys. Known for his kindness and helpful nature, Brother Piero is also respected as a master painter, specialising in works of extraordinary colour. No glossary, Nuremberg, which we've already seen. And here we are, Andreas Mahler. The amount of research that went into the story is immaculate. I love it. I'm loving it already, so... Andreas Mahler, 1518, Nuremberg. But what's these? Pictrix, Key of Solomon, the Heptameron, Preference keeps giving me all of these books to read. The Key of Sol... Okay, that's slightly concerning. Why is he giving you the Key of Solomon? Are you going to be dealing with many demons? I click on Ference and all it gives me is these pictures. I assume that's him. I really should clean this up. Big mood! I am already noticing where's settings. I could do with a little bit more. There's the thing. Notification time, just so the text bits hang around a bit longer while I'm reading them. We could just go to bed. You know, just go to bed. Ah, right, we're staying upstairs at the Gertner house. And presumably Ursula is their child. Yep, that's my name. Oh, hello. Clara, I was about to just say woman, which is not really how you should address your hosts. Good morning, Andreas. Did you sleep well? Yeah. Ordinary, as far as sleeping goes. Well, as long as you didn't sleep poorly. Anyway, I know you'll be off to the Abbey, so I packed you some food. Almonds, cheese, and some of the rye you like from the Albans. Otto wanted me to ask you to join him for dinner at the Abbey. Who's Otto? Longfinger? Otto is this person. We will tell you nothing more about him. Otto stopped by? Yes, around dawn. I love this animation. Here you are, Andreas. Yeah, don't just nod. That's too kind of you, Clara. Many thanks. Master Andreas, if it wouldn't be too much trouble, could we... Would it be too much trouble if you paid next month's rent today? And if we raised it by 2 groschen? Groschen, type of thick silver coin minted throughout the Holy Roman Empire. Groschen are typically worth 12 pfennigs, but may be minted at different values because, you know, centralized currency wasn't a thing back then because it would be far too convenient. I hate to ask, but we're behind on our taxes to the Abbey. 2 months behind. Peter's losing his hair over it, even more than usual, I mean. Who's Peter? This is Peter. All the information we're getting. Oh, thought bubble. I'm not sure how to respond to this. Rent wasn't due until the beginning of May. We have voices in our heads. Beatrice says, be generous, Andreas, you can spare the money and ease their burden. Socrates says, you must take the consequences of inaction into account. And St. Grobian says, what is this shit? Don't they pay taxes every year? Why is this falling on you to fix? St. Grobian is increasingly being played by Matt Berry. Let's listen to Beatrice. We can spare the money, or so the voice in our head tells us. On the other hand, she might think she can keep asking me for advances on rent. Yeah, I suppose that's not out of the question. Yeah, I think I can manage that. We're so grateful, truly, Andreas. I apologise again for asking. It's just awful to be stuck in such a position. Our taxes get harder to pay every year. Peter works hard, but it just never seems like it's enough. St. Luke bless you for helping us out. But who's St. Luke? Christian evangelist and patron saint of artists and physicians, often represented by a winged bull. because all the regular animals were too boring.
Speaking of St. Luke, how is your masterpiece coming along? It's been 2 months now, hasn't it?
Slowly, I'm afraid. Most of my days are spent doing work for the Abbey. It's only during the Divine Office that Prior Ferenc allows me to work on my masterpiece. Divine Office, the prayer times observed by all Christian monastic orders. Monks and nuns pray together 7 times a day and once at night, as dictated by the rule of St. Benedict. And can I name all of those? Compline, Matins, Vespers, Prime, and 4 others. I used to know these. They'll come up again. A reasonable restriction, but slow going. The City Council doesn't require it to become a master. I'm making it mostly to show clients, and for my own sake. Hit the menu, I'll see something neat. Okay, I will have a look afterwards, after this conversation. And yes, when I do finish, I'll go back to Nuremberg, where I will marry and open a workshop of my own.
From Nuremberg to a university and now travelling the world as an artist. What a life you have ahead of you, Master Andreas.
Yes, I suppose it does feel like I'm starting a new chapter in my life after some wandering.
It must be rather frightening starting all over again.
To my family to make something of my life, I don't like that angle. It is, but I know now that this is what I want to do. This will be remembered, oh god. Don't tell me that. I have anxiety. Not many people get to decide that.
Certainly not anyone in Tassing. Anyway, I don't know anything about art, but I've seen you sketching such beautiful things in your little book. Your masterpiece must be wonderful.
It's getting there.
Hard work will get you all the way. That's what my father used to say, God rest his soul.
I thought that was underlined for a minute and just like, do you have to tell us who God is?
Now I have to get back to my own work. Have a good day at the Abbey, Andreas, and we'll see you after Vespers for supper.
Vespers, monastic hour at dusk, one of the major prayer hours. It's followed by supper. And not tonight, but thank you. Klaus Drucker invited me over to supper. For supper. It him.
Of course. Please, say hello to the Druckers for us.
Of course. Until later, Clara. The menu. What am I seeing that's neat? We have the date, we have the time. Oh yeah, it gives you the monastic hour you're in. Yes, I had noticed that at the start, yeah. And yeah, I had heard in spoiler-free reviews and that it was kind of done on the monastic clock. But what about you, background woman, Ava?
Hello, Andreas.
No, that's all we're getting out of you. Got it, cool. Let's just leave. This is awkward now. Ah, this is giving me a real vibe of like the games in like Encarta, which I spent a lot of time on at school, because of course I did. Have you met me? Hello, Fieldsman. Peter, I have seen your face already, but now I remember your name. Andreas. Yep, that's my name. Let's move on. We have you, who I'm assuming is another Gertner. You look very similar to Ursula. If I got keyboard controls, yes, I have. We have Peter, we have ill Peter. No, I prefer Matt. I'm preferring Matt already. How regularly do you have to be ill for like, that to be your name, and it's like, oh, no, it's not Peter, that's ill Peter. God bless you, Andreas. Yes, Andreas. This weather's been god-awful. This town's gone to shit since my days. Were things very different when you were young? Oh god, we're gonna get him started on a story, aren't we? As different as beer and piss. The old abbot didn't bother us much about our customs. He didn't mind if we left a little offering to Perchta? Pagan goddess of the Alps. Associated with animals and spinning wool, she's still invoked by some Christians in Austria, Switzerland, Bavaria, and Swabia. Neat. Yeah, I mean, if it's kind of traditional Swabian, that would be Perchta. Keep the skies clear, the weather fair. Matthias knew that God was in our hearts, even if the White Lady's name was on our lips. Christ was in our hearts. Okay, well, they had to come back and fill that in red ink later, so I took a guess. Let's not tell him to not do the pagan thing, because, you know, that's the kind of... You go to a village and tell them to stop their pagan practices. I've seen enough folk horror films to know that that ends with you being sacrificed and fed to pigs. Let's do this because we can get some info. Oh, we can get that without clicking on the thing. St. Moritz, patron saint of Tassing. Legend states he was an Egyptian-born commander of a Roman legion who converted to Christianity, and they were all martyred for their faith. His hand is a relic in Keosau's shrine. I thought St. Moritz protected Tassing. Yes, and St. Satia too, but who do you think protected it before they came along? St. Satia? One of Tassing's patron saints. Satia was a local pagan who converted to Christianity and miraculously aided St. Moritz's soldiers with food in the dead of winter. She was martyred for her actions. So many martyrdoms. The saints weren't the first to watch over Tassing. My father knew that. Old Rannig Kemper knew that. Rannig Kemper, the late husband of Attilia. That bastard abbot may not like it, but some of us keep the traditions alive. What do these traditions entail? Sacrifice fed to pigs. When you get up in the night to take a piss, go around the right side of the house and never go back the same way. Important information. That way the witches don't steal your soul. Oh. How interesting. I should go. Oh, right, God bless you. As folklore goes, relatively tame. Absolutely. Can't go this way, there are sheep. Well, I'm back. Time to go to bed again, too many sheep. It's Big York. Morning, Andreas. Morning, Big York. How's it going? You working today? Just taking a rest for a bit. Dad's still in the field. He hit a big rock with the plough, and it took me God knows how long to pull it out. You off to the Abbey? Every day but Sunday. Right. Thank God for Sundays. Smells like a storm's coming now. Huh. Just smells like fresh alpine air to me. And sheep, probably. You've been travelling too much. Where was it you spent your Vandiara before you came to Tassing? Vandiara. Wandering years during which a journeyman artist or craftsman travels far and wide to improve their skills. But where was it we spent our wandering year? Ooh, pick a background that will affect your character's choices going forward. So, Basel. Andreas knows some Italian and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Basel, nearby Bern, Zurich and Freiburg. Low Countries knows some Dutch and French and can reference cultural touchstones from Antwerp, Bruges and Ghent. Or Italy. Andreas knows Italian, a little Greek, and can reference cultural touchstones from Florence, Venice and Milan. Florence? Where the hell is Florence, Emma? Yeah, can reference cultural touchstones from a florist that you visited once. Florence, Venice, and Milan. I like the idea of knowing a bit of Greek, but at the same time, the, actual qualified French speaker in me wants to have some French. And, I personally have been to Antwerp and Bruges. And not the other places, so sure, let's go with that. Antwerp, Bruges and Ghent, all the great art cities of Flanders, all have mechanical benefits. Oh no, I'm sure. Where's that? North and west, down by the sea. There's your problem. Sea air has confused your sense of smell. Spend enough time in these mountains and you'll be able to smell a storm coming. How long will that take? 10, 15 years? I don't think I have that long, Big York. What'd you spend all that time in Flanders doing, anyway? And I like that it's got the marker to say that it's referring back to the thing. So for future playthroughs or whatever, you can, where your choices will affect things. Also, this chicken is adorable. I just keep getting distracted by this very cute chicken. Other than art, I mean. What did we spend our time doing? Well, we are hedonist. Andreas seeks out pleasure wherever he goes, extremely social and quite experienced in all the enjoyable vices of the world. Craftsman, Andreas lives to work and dedicates all his time to his art. Bookworm spends all his non-working free time finding and reading as many books as he possibly can. Rapscallion. Andreas has a penchant for getting involved in petty schemes, pranks, minor crimes, and fistfights. Businessman, Andreas devotes much of his time to self-promotion, optimizing business expenses, making investments, and balancing his books. There's part of me that kind of wants to go for hedonist. Just, what else do you spend all your time up in Flanders doing other than just getting stoned? Typically I would choose Bookworm just because that's me. Or do we do crime dress? I mean, there's a Grand Theft Auto Andreas joke to be made here. Yeah, I think I've got to go with GTA Mr. Andreas. Getting into trouble. Got involved in a scheme or two, bit of mischief. More than a few brawls. Antwerp is overflowing with riches, rich fools and traders from across Christendom and beyond. There's always someone to have a bit of fun with. Or a bit of a fight. Sounds like a strange way to pass the time, Andreas. Anyway, I have to get going. Jorg, let's go. Dad's already acting like I'm taking too long, even though I did all the work to get that rock out. See you later, Andreas. Until later. I like Jorg already. Let's go to the town commons. Hello, Andreas the blacksmith. Oh, Andreas, good timing. Do you have a moment to lend me a hand? If we're already late, what could it hurt? Of course. Wonderful. I've got too many irons in the fire, quite literally. Or rather, shoes. Horseshoes. I miscounted how many I put in. Now I need a hand, else they'll overeat, and I won't be able to work the metal. Here, take the shoe and the tongs. Put the hot part of the shoe on the anvil and I'll hit it with the hammer. Bang. 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 Minigames. Good, good. Next one. Ah, well done. See, short work. Thanks for the help, Andreas. I don't know what I was thinking doing all of those at once. All of their voices are converging towards Il Peter. It sure would be nice to have someone to help me out here every day. Have you considered an apprentice? I have. None of the boys in the village seem interested. Keep at them. I bet you could get Bert Drucker. Ah, that was a click. Ha! Klaus would have my head if I tried. Anyway, I don't want to take up any more of your time. I'll see you and Otto up by the Abbey guest house for dinner. The Il Peter hypothesis. Yeah, given enough time, all Bavarians converge towards Il Peter. Until then. Is this just going to be do the minigame again? Andreas Schmidt's smithy. It's so much smaller than the one he uses at the Abbey. Yeah, that's because more people live here. Ah, this way is also blocked by sheep. Why must we be gated by sheep everywhere we go? If only there was a name for this scandal. Martin, please, can you give me a hand here? What do you want? I'm keeping an eye on them. That looks a lot like standing there and doing nothing. Martin, for Christ's sake, help your cousin. Ah, morning, Andreas. Excuse us, one of the fence rails fell and the sheep started hopping it. Just call Martin an idiot. Think about it, should I offer to help? Any input voices in my head? Ah, there we go. Perhaps helping others also helps us. It allows us to feel useful and take satisfaction in our work. Oh, that idiot Martin should be helping them. Yell at him, give him a good scare. Huh? I mean, we've established that we're playing crime, Andreas. What if we just insult people? No, let's... Yeah, sure. Wait, that's presumptuous. I'm not close to their family. No, let's not insult strangers. Is there something I can do to help? Have you ever handled sheep before? Well, no. Then no, but thank you. Christian of you to offer. Oh, look, there's something going on up at the Steinauer's place. This man is poking a horse in the throat. Who's that on the horse? Looks rich. I don't know, Martin, but Lucky's giving him an earful. Lord, I haven't seen Lucky that worked up since Peter and Clara's wedding when Johann pulled his pants down. This is Clara. This is Peter. This is Johann. Having been around horses, you'd never get that aggressive that close to a horse's face. Yeah, he is just asking to lose that finger. At best. Not two of my man's teeth out. You don't want to feel the strength behind a stonemason's anger. Do you think he's a noble? He looks really rich. God damn it, Martin. Stay out of trouble for once. What, Aunt Eddie? Behave yourself. Don't we have enough to deal with right now? Andreas, if you wouldn't mind moving your skinny little body up the road, we need to get these sheep under control. Of course. See you later. Yeah, just help your aunt and your cousin, alright? This will be remembered. Eat shit, Andreas. Wow, okay. We have made enemies already. Ah, right, we have to stay to the paths. Many paths are blocked by sheep. Can we get up here at all? No? Can we interact with this scene? Doesn't seem like it. Let's just walk until something goes. Can't get past these sheep. Too many sheep. So many sheep. Andreas, you appear to be smithing a sheep. We don't need more sheep. Stop making sheep, Andreas. Jesus Christ. Ah, we can get through here now. I guess we're going this way, to the church and the drunkards. It's Klaus, everybody. Oh my god. We're going full, instead of doing the illumination, we are doing, for some people, just movable type. Oh my... Love it. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? Nope, that's ill Peter again. Oh god. Apparently today I can do one voice. Morning, Andreas. How's it going? That's still fairly there, but whatever. Morning, Klaus. Another day at the Abbey. Another few hours to work at my masterpiece. Good to hear. You still coming by for supper tonight? Marie and Bert would love to see you. It's Marie and Bert. Adorable. And that's a turnip. You really need to see these new woodcuts I have for an Italian edition of Till Eulenspiegel. I don't speak enough German. The titular character, a popular 15th century book. Till is a prankster, continually exposing the vices and hypocrisy of others. He's also quite skilled at tricking people into smelling, touching, or eating his excrement. Because, you know, 15th century, we made our own fun. I didn't realise Father Thomas let you print books in Italian. Come on, Andreas, he's not that strict. I know he's just trying to protect people from... heresy, witchmania, adventure stories of questionable moral repute, your sloppy typesetting. Witchmania, just... I'd go to that pay-per-view. Oh god, don't say that, Andreas. We're less than a day's ride from Innsbruck. Innsbruck, capital of the Austrian county of Tyrol, and a major stop on the Imperial Road connecting Italy to Bavaria. It's the closest major city to Kersau Abbey and Tassing. Notably, it was also the site of witch trials in 1485. This is true. No need to get people around here all worked up about witches again. What artist is Witchmania a cover band of? Knife Party. Besides, don't talk about witches around Father Thomas. Just a bad idea. Good to know. So, supper tonight after Vespers? Of course. Thank you. Great. I'll tell Marie and Bert you're coming. See you then. See you later. Can't go into the house. I can't just randomly go into his house after having a conversation with him. Hello, old priest. It's Father Thomas. God bless, Master Marla. I hope your week is going well. Thank you, Father. It's going quite well. I'm just on my way up the hill to get to work. Good, good. And Andreas, I don't recall seeing you at Sunday morning Mass. You understand how important it is for your salvation that you receive Holy Communion, don't you? I do. Oh, I have a thought about this. I just stayed up too late on Saturday. I don't want to get into an argument with him about this. Would going to church on Sunday be such a burden? If not for his sake, consider it for your own. The man has many, many duties. Father Thomas should appreciate how hard you work to help the Abbey. This arsehole can't make you go to Mass. To hell with him! Actually, I think he can make me go. I do, but I've been working on sketches late at night, and... Andreas, this is about more than your success in this life. There is another... Horse. Oh my, what a blessed day to receive such an illustrious visitor. Master Mahler, this is Lorenz, Baron of Rothvirgel, a great lord from the countryside near Worms. A prosperous imperial free city in the western part of the empire. Located on the Rhine River, Worms has been the site of many imperial diets. Good to see you, Father Thomas. It is nice to be remembered fondly. I only wish all of your neighbours were as welcoming. Well, yes. What brings you back to our little town? My wife and I were returning from a trip to Venice. We spent a few days in Innsbruck. Yes, that is meant to say Innsbruck, and it was terribly dull. Venice, one of the most powerful republics on the Italian peninsula. Sitting on the northwest coast of the Adriatic Sea, Venice is a major centre for commerce and art in southern Europe. I mean, it has a certain charm common to these Alpine cities, but the place was crawling with nobles for the Emperor's Diet. An Imperial Diet is an assembly of the three colleges of the Imperial Estates of the Holy Roman Empire, the Prince-Electors, the Princes and Dukes, and representatives of the Imperial Cities. They meet to deliberate on matters of importance to the Empire. The Emperor? Was he there? Did you see him? Oh, briefly, but he was sitting for a portrait at the time, quite lovely. I didn't want to bother him or the painter. Yes, stretching and hydrating would be good. I get the feeling this will be a game containing many words. Archie say, who was the artist, my lord? I'm sure you know him, an old man from Nuremberg with enough of a reputation to paint the Emperor. I'm sorry, my lord, I'm not sure who you mean. Have you not heard of Albrecht Dürer? Pity, I thought he was known across the Empire. Well, I've heard of Albrecht Dürer. Albrecht Dürer is a renowned painter and printmaker from Nuremberg. He's revered in Venice as well as across the Holy Roman Emperor. Just right across the Emperor. Across the Holy Roman Empire. Since 1512, he's enjoyed the patronage of Emperor Maximilian I. I said snail playing a trumpet. We have a rabbit blowing a horn, so close enough. Anyway, my wife wanted to stay a bit longer in Innsbruck, and I decided to ride ahead to make a visit to Kiersau. I heard Father Matthias died shortly after my last visit, of course. Abbot of Kiersau before Father Gernot. Not a name I'm familiar with. Widely respected by the monks and nuns, as well as the people of Tassing, known for his kindness and his love of books. A great loss for the Abbey and us all. Indeed, by good fortune, I recently came across a copy of the Historia Tassii he was reading during my last visit. The Historia Tassii, an account of the early history of Tassing. Kiersau's previous abbot, Father Matthias, had a copy. Baron Rothvogel brought another to the Abbey as a gift. Which, we know that's what he's telling us, book. Father Matthias was hoping to find a second copy to corroborate the contents of the first. It contains some fascinating details about the history of this place. I'm afraid they might even cause a bit of a scandal. Ah, yes. But I must be off. There will be time enough to discuss Tassing's past later. I commissioned a manuscript from the Abbey through Father Gernot, and I have come to check on its progress. It's Father Gernot. Oh, my lord, if you have come to see your manuscript, you should speak with young Master Mahler here. Not quite. you know what? Let's not get into the details. It's an honor to meet you, my lord. Andreas is a journeyman artist from Nuremberg. For the next few months, he's also helping in the Abbey's scriptorium. Scriptorium, a room for writing, illustrating, and illuminating manuscripts. Though typically associated with monasteries, they've disappeared from almost all abbeys by the 16th century. A Nuremberger artist working in an abbey scriptorium in 1518? Oh, we should talk, Andreas. I must know the story. Of course, my lord. It would be an honor. Wonderful. It's so rare to find someone in the countryside who knows anything about art. Thank you for the introduction, Father Thomas. Come to supper at the abbey tonight. I'm inviting you to the abbot's table. Did the abbot invite me? Oh, don't worry about it, Father. Just show up after Vespers. What's he going to do, refuse us? Excellent. We'll see you then. Miklaus, I'm dismounting. Run ahead of us and take the horses to the abbey's guest house. I'd like to take my time talking with Master Marla. I'll meet you there. At once, my lord. So then, a journeyman from Nuremberg. Forgive me for saying so, but you seem a little old to not yet be a master. Are you unmarried? Why do we have these vast and trunkless legs of stone? No, I'm not married, but in truth I came to my vacation later than my father and brothers. I was in university for a number of years at Erfurt. Erfurt is one of the most populous cities in the Empire and located near its heart. It's been home to a respected university since 1379 and is a centre for humanist thought. Erfurt, wonderful. The same university as Martin Luther. Have you read his works? Tremendous mind. Martin Luther, priest and professor of theology at the University of Wittenberg. Controversial for his opinions on the Church's sale of indulgences to forgive sin, which were recently published and distributed throughout the Empire. Yeah, controversial, that's the word I'd use for Martin Luther. He says things about the Church that should have been said years ago. Might get him into trouble, but he's a brave, brilliant man. Wait, you may have even met him. Did you? You must tell me. No, he was a few years ahead of me. Still, his ideas do seem fascinating. I agree wholeheartedly. I simply must meet him if I get the chance. I wonder if the good brothers of the Abbey have heard of him. Yeah, they probably think he's a heretic. On account of kind of objectively him being a heretic. Perhaps they've even read his list of 95 theses against the Church. A list of propositions against the Church's practice of selling indulgences for the remission of sin. It was written in 1517 by Martin Luther. These are facts. Father Matthias was not above having a lively debate. I hope Father Gernot does not disappoint in that regard. But enough about Luther for now. Tell me about your university studies. Forgive me, Baron, but did you attend university? You seem very well educated. Ha, no. My family is merely wealthy enough to have provided me with all of the books and tutors a child could dream of. Cool, we've apparently already hit first unadvisable voice of the day, or my throat's just having a moment. I love all knowledge, from Aristotle and Cicero to Ficino and Erasmus, and everyone in between and yet to come. Well, now we have to read about all of these things with all of our long fingers. Aristotle, Greek philosopher and student of Plato, renowned as a polymath, he wrote on a wide variety of subjects. His work is extensively cited by current scholars, and even more work is attributed to him than he could have ever written. Because, you know, this is the practice sometimes. You just look at something and you go, well, this is old and clever, probably Aristotle. Erasmus of Rotterdam, a Dutch priest and philosopher who is preeminent among northern humanists. He's known for his works in Latin and Greek, as well as his calls for reform within the Church, and for being the answer you give if a quiz question ever says the words Dutch humanist. Cicero, statesman, scholar, lawyer, and renowned orator of the late Roman Republic. He's revered for both his contributions to Latin literature and his skill at rhetoric. And Marsilio Ficino is a 15th century Italian priest and humanist. Wow, I need to learn to read. I thought that said priest and hummingbird, who was one of the leading figures of the Italian Renaissance. He's well known for his translations of the works of Plato into Latin. I may have misjudged the Baron. It seems he's as well read as any university student. In truth, I am simply happy to speak with another well-educated man. Now then, did you earn your doctorate? He's giving me big Count de Saint-Germain vibes. I have enough money that I could just go and read every book and go off and become a independently educated weirdo. Now I summon demons. Haha, is that rubbing out? It was doing him with kind of flashy noble text, and now it's changed him to scholar text. That's amazing. No, I didn't. Only a master's degree. I started working towards a doctorate, but didn't finish. Postgrad dropouts. The most damaged of people. Oh, that's a shame. Well, what was your area of study? What was our area of study? Theology. Andreas has a strong understanding of Catholic theology, biblical knowledge, canon law, heresies, and similar subjects. Imperial law. Andreas knows the basics of the fractured systems of laws that govern the various states of the Holy Roman Empire. Or medicine. Familiar with the basics of human biology, medicine, and illness. I mean, given that we've already said our background is crime, Andreas, I don't think Imperial law is necessarily it. Although that said, you do need to know a lot about the law to know how to get away with breaking it. What do we think, chat? I can't decide. I'm leaning towards medicine, I think. Oh, apparently an ad has started. Well, I'm gonna stop talking. Y'all can mull that decision while I take a break. Sorry about that. All the usual reminders. I'm gonna get some more water and stretch my legs. You should do the same thing. Take your meds if you need to, and I will be back in about 3 minutes. And I'm back. Sorry about the unexpected ad break. I really need to pay closer attention to when it says those are triggering. Yeah. So, chat, what do we think? Are we thinking God Nerd Andreas, Legal Weasel Andreas, or Amateur Doctor Andreas? That I guess will end up turning into Forensics Andreas. You went with Legal Weasel? I'm going with Forensics then. You've already said hoping we make different choices, so let's make different choices. All things medical, studying the latest and greatest texts coming out of Italy. The best way to get away with crimes is to leave no witnesses. Yes, the Italians continue to innovate in that area. Extraordinary, really. Fascinating work. Who knows what secrets we may learn about the human body in the decades to come. A few.
You. If I had any faith, I would have prayed you'd never show your face here again.
Hi, Attilia.
Curse you, Lorenz Rothvogel. Hector's dogs tearing you to pieces would be too kind of fate.
And Andreas just there like, this is happening. These rustic communities display a shocking lack of hospitality, don't you think? What was that about? Oh, who knows? By the time I finish guessing, the old crone will probably be dead. Well, what of your early time in university? Every student must study the trivium and quadrivium, yes? You're enjoying seeing this while knowing things. Yeah, I have no doubt. The trivium and quadrivium represent the lower and upper divisions of a classic liberal arts university education. Latin grammar, logic, and rhetoric form the trivium. Arithmetic, geometry, music, and astronomy form the quadrivium. Did you have a favourite subject? Ah, the character creation. Are we a Latinist? Strong command of Latin, bleh. Grammar and vocabulary can also easily recall sententi antiqui, quoted words of wisdom from the Roman Republican Empire. A logician. Andreas instinctively thinks through the implications of information as he receives it, is adept at spatial analysis and can easily perform complicated calculations in his head. Shocking no one you went with a Latinist and logician. Yeah, I'm not remotely surprised. Orator. Excelled at rhetoric in university, is a skilled teacher, persuader, and public speaker. Occultist. Andreas knows a soul-endangering amount of theoretical and practical knowledge on alchemy, astrology, theurgy, and necromancy, and various magical rites and ceremonies. And heavens and earth. Andreas knows a great deal about the constellations, heavenly bodies, and their movements. He's also familiar with various plants and animals from study and personal experience. So, and also shocking no one, I'm leaning towards the last two. Just, yeah, well, you know, in my gap year I mostly did crime. This game does suffer from just because you can read it doesn't mean you can act on it if the protagonist can't. Yeah. Yeah, what did you do in the gap year? Crime. What did you do at university? Science and magic, you know. I used my access to the university's library to pursue more esoteric interests. Oh, esoteric how? Mystical texts, books on alchemy, invoking spirits, divination. Purely academic, of course. Of course. Blue text. I started with Ficino's Corpus Hermeticum, and my interest only deepened from there. I mean, you had a copy of the Key of Solomon in your room, my dude. Corpus Hermeticum, a compilation of 17 religious and philosophical treatises encompassing the soteriology of Hermes Trismegistus, or Thrice Great Hermes. These centuries-old texts reflect Egyptian, Greek, and Jewish traditions and ideas, and were translated into Latin in the late 15th century by Marsilio Ficino and Lodovico Lazzarelli. Well, why do we have the eye? What does that do? Oh, we can just look around this page. Some Latin that we should probably not read for spoiler reasons. And a dog vomiting a... oh no, it's a goat vomiting a duck. You know. Quite interesting, Andreas. I'll make some time to speak with you more on this topic during my stay. I look forward to it, my lord. And your other studies, was there anything else you excelled at? I loved studying the natural world, my lord, both the heavens above and the world spaces around us. Formerly, I studied as much astronomy as I could. It's incredible how much we've learned from both the Arabs and the Greeks. Yeah, wow, I am just going full heretic, aren't I? True, but even now we continue to discover more about what we can see within the celestial sphere. What began as pagan myths to explain our place in the world may help us understand our place in the heavens. And this may seem foolish, but I spent a lot of time in the wilderness, learning about plants and animals. Really? Did the libraries of Erfurt not have enough herbals to satisfy your curiosity? I don't mean to malign our most august Greek and Roman authors, but De Materia Medica was written before the coming of Christ. Thank you for pointing it out, just like, yes, we've been using these books for centuries, and that's literally the problem. A Pharmacopoeia, or book for creating compound medicines, written by Pedanius Dioscorides, a Greek physician and botanist who was employed in the Roman army. The 5-volume text has been a primary source of botanical information for centuries. Surely there's more that we can learn about plants, insects, and animals by observing them in nature. And beyond that, I simply have a love for wild places. While I do not share your academic interest in nature, I must admit that I sometimes enjoy the solitude of a walk in the woods. Ah, there's the Abbey. I have good memories of this place, and of Father Matthias. I was sad to hear of his passing. How did you come to know him? How did you come to know of Kearsau at all? My family have been patrons of Kearsau for, I don't know how many generations. Some years ago, I heard that Kearsau still had a wonderful library and artisans. Professional artists have taken over most manuscript production, so I was shocked to find an active scriptorium here. Well, there's not much left of it these days. 2 old men, a young scribe and me. Ah, well, perhaps it is nostalgia that brings me back here. I commissioned a manuscript through Father Gernot a year ago. I thought I would stop by and check on the progress. Wait, are you the artist working on it? It's a prayer book with 20 illustrations. I know the work, but no, I do know the artist well, the venerable Brother Piero. It's Brother Piero. How venerable? He still has his wits and his skills, if that's what concerns you. Brother Piero has wow, words! An incredible talent with colour. And I very much look forward to seeing it. Now I must saunter over here with the cockiest look in the world. Miklaus, tend to the horses and the baggage. I'm heading up to the Abbey. Yes, my lord. Well, let's not keep the Abbey waiting any longer. I've just realised that, especially in that accent, I pronounced Abbott with... It was just like... labial stop, dental stop. There aren't consonants there, just ab... And yet, it still made sense to me, because... prosody. Nuns. Quite unusual for a Benedictine house to have monks and nuns, even if they are separated. The church closed most of them centuries ago. But then, Kearsau was a place out of time in more ways than one. Do you know Mother Cecilia? She seemed to recognise you. We are acquainted, yes, let's leave it at that. Ah, you must be Father Gernot. I am Lorenz, Baron of... Whoa, full monastic script. Yes, the Baron of Rothford. So wonderful to have you here again. We actually did meet on your last visit. Ah, if you say so, I'm not good with remembering faces. Please, forgive me, my lord, but I wasn't expecting you for another few days. Yes, I know, but I wrote ahead. I just couldn't wait to see my manuscript. I'm sure it's no trouble. Yes, I mean, no. It's no trouble. Did you want to see it now? Oh, in a moment. I could do with a bit of refreshment, though. May I grab something from the kitchen? Illuminated ... Yes, certainly, my lord. I will meet you there. Andreas, I don't know what you were doing with the Baron, but I need you in the scriptorium now. Yeah, don't immediately ask for payment, although I will take the note on what's the Book of Hours. Type of illuminated manuscript that contains an abbreviated form of the prayers of the Divine Office, in addition to other religious texts. Most are relatively plain, but wealthy patrons often commission lavish examples with elaborate illustrations. Yeah, no, let's not start an argument. Of course, Father, I'm eager to get to work. Then get to work. Shit, I should have asked him about an advance for the German's taxes. Yeah, but not then. There will be other hours in the day. Maybe I could just convince Brother Mathieu to pay me early. It's Brother Mathieu. If all else fails, I could liberate some money from the sacristy. Find a way to get paid. The biggest objective. So, this is us, in front of the convent garden. I thought I said Covent Garden. No, that is not where we are. The Shrine to St. Moritz. And this is our character sheet. We can see all of the choices we have made. So, I need to find a way to get an advance from the Abbey. Father Gernot might be receptive to a negotiation for the funds. I need to approach the subject carefully and make it worth his while. Could speak with Brother Mathieu about an early payment, or I could just rob the Abbey. Oh, there's so many people. Brother Mathieu of Neuchâtel, Swiss sacristan of Kirsau Abbey, responsible for maintaining the sacristy, the Abbey's treasury, and for assisting Father Gernot during the Liturgy of Hours. Sister Matilda of Kempton, cellarer for the nuns of Kirsau Abbey, works often in the convent garden. Niklaus Habeler, Swabian servant of Lorenz Rother. Ottilia, widow Camperin, father, widow of Rannig Camperin, lost her home after the death of her husband. Otto Zimmermann, town carpenter and son of old Otto, known for his dislike of the Abbey, especially Father Gernot. I'm going to forget all of these people instantly, you know that. Peter Gertner, husband of Clara, father of Big Jorg, Ava and Ursula, known for his temper and his dislike of the Abbey and Leonard Müller. We know about Brother Piero. Veronica Bauerin, daughter of Johann and Hedy Bauer, sister of Hans. Close friends with Brigitte Bauerin. And Sister Zdena of Tabor, Bohemian nun, assistant to Sister Illuminata in the library. She has a markedly impious attitude toward life at Kirsau. Love it. And the only one we haven't read here already is the Benedictines. Founded in the 6th century, the Benedictines are a Christian monastic order that observes vows of obedience, poverty, chastity, and stability under the rule of St. Benedict of Nursia. So we have the church here, we have the shrine there, stairs down to the lower abbey, cloister here, and this is the road out. No, this is to the convent garden. Okay. There currently is no out. Let's take a look in the shrine. Hi, everyone! Brother Mathieu maintains this shrine along with some of the sisters, who paint badges for pilgrims. Hello, Margareta.
God bless you. Brother Piero? No, wait, it's Master Marla.
I thought you couldn't see, Sister Margareta.
During the day, I can see some colours.
How did you know it was me?
You and Brother Piero both smell of the pigments you use. But you're taller, and you have another smell to you like fish or burned almonds.
Linseed oil, or I'm also much more handsome. I like that. Flirt with the old woman.
Well, I wouldn't know. God has saved me from the temptations of beautiful men.
You'll just have to trust me then.
Not a chance.
Have a good day, Sister Margaret.
God bless you, Master Marla.
A reliquary containing the Hand of St. Moritz, which is said to have once held the Holy Lance. Also called the Spear of Destiny or the Lance of Longinus, it's the lance that pierced Jesus' side on the cross. Many legends surround the lance, and several places claim to possess it. Because you can just say things. Lisbeth. God bless you, Master Marla. And Gertrude.
God bless you, Master Marla. How goes your work in the scriptorium?
Very well, thank you.
Oh, then I guess you wouldn't be interested in the saffron Agnes Steinauer received yesterday.
It's Agnes. What? Saffron? Really? Where'd you hear that? Just instant. You stand Sister Margareta. Yeah, she does seem cool.
Sister Matilda saw her at the Albans.
It's Sister Matilda.
Maybe you can convince Prior Ferentz to get some for your yellows.
Good to know. Ooh, I can ask special things. Are you in need of any herbs or flowers? I can pick some for you on my next trip through the meadow.
Oh, don't worry about that. I'll go gathering in the forest later.
Until later, Sister Gertrude.
Bless you, Andreas. Maybe I'll see you by the shrine of St. Satia one of these days.
Maybe you will, but I am a noted local heretic. So this is the way to the nuns. I should probably go and see if I can convince Father Gernot. So that way to church, this way to cloister. Church, I guess? I like that. I was wondering if they would. That they've made you take your hat off as you go into church. This is just, good practice. Hello, Brother Rüdiger. God bless you, Andreas. Has your voice yet recovered from Easter Mass, Rüdiger? Oh, yes, it was a bit of a strain, but a worthy sacrifice. Well, if the Lord could give us his all on Easter. Exactly. Have a good day in the scriptorium. Have a good day singing. I am notably a-religious, but I really like religious architecture and music. The duality of Emma. So we have exits to the crypt and the tower, to the dormitory, the Old Bailey. Here's Brother Matthew, the sacristy is locked.
God bless you, Andreas.
How's the sacristy today, Matthew?
The same as yesterday. Does my vacation seem silly to you, Master Mahler?
No, I was just being friendly.
Then go in peace, friend, knowing that the Abbey's treasures are secure for another day. God be with you.
One more thing, I have a favour to ask you.
Yes, Andreas?
I'd like to collect my wages.
Prior Ferentz hasn't informed me that you've finished any new manuscripts. You'll be paid on the completion of each additional manuscript you illuminate, not before.
I only have a few pages left, Brother Matthew. I'll finish them in the next few days anyway.
Then I think you can wait a few days to collect your wages. This abbey runs through mutual agreements, not haphazard payments. Breaking such contracts would cause undue trouble not only for Kearsau, but for Tassing as well.
Is that why Father Abbot has increased the taxes on the Gärtners?
What is this about, Andreas?
Gärtners have asked me for their rent early so they can pay the taxes to the Abbey. I would like to help the Gärtners pay their taxes to the Abbey, or lie. I need the money, brother. I've made a grave error and I'm in debt. If I had the coin, I'd be able to pay it off. I mean, we already have a background of rapscallionry, so it wouldn't be surprising for us to be in unexpected gambling debt. I mean, we won't say it's gambling debt necessarily, because monks tend to look badly on that, but... you know what, sure.
I see. Very well. Do not ask this of me again, Andreas Mahler. Here you are. I shall note this with Father Gernot and Prior Ferenz.
Thank you, Brother Mathieu.
God bless you, Andreas.
Alright, now that I've got my payment, I can give Clara the rent early.
Yay!
Saying I'll put it on the table in the evening to surprise them, nah. I've seen enough sitcoms. Any number of things could go wrong there. I'll give it to her directly to make sure she receives it. You could have just asked. You told him you want to help the Gertners. Yeah. Occasionally you just need to lie to an old monk. What's in the Old Bailey? Exits to the church, the dormitory, the scriptorium, some plants, the cemetery, the scriptorium, the prior's house. Let's go and bother the prior. Or he could not be here and we could just rob him. This is a different icon. Am I just going to steal this? What is this? Volvel. Okay, even I, noted occult nerd, don't know what a Volvel is. I've seen these before in astronomy and medical tracts. What's this one for? 2 wheels. The top wheel has Greek letters and holes cut out to reveal Latin letters underneath. And the outer edge of the lower wheel is divided into 4 sections, each bearing an elemental symbol. Ah, I know all of these things. Greek, Latin, and elemental symbols. It's obvious someone with occult interests fashioned this. Volvel or wheel chart is a type of slide chart, paper construction with rotating parts. Right, yeah. Okay, yeah, I do know the thing. I've just never heard the word for them before. Ah, quarter turn of the upper disc aligns a different elemental symbol with the top of the lower disc. And that reveals a different set of letters underneath. I wonder what it's for. A cipher of some sort? I need to investigate more. This has to be connected to something else around here. Right, cool. If we see something that's weirdly encoded, we know where to go. And there is nothing else of interest in this man's house. Honestly, Prior Ferenz. Let's go to the cemetery. I'm just wandering at this point, but I just like to have a look around, you know. Tree. The apple trees have only started to bloom. It'll be months before they bear fruit. Alright, have a good meeting, and I will see you later. Unless I don't. Don't know where I was going with that. What's this big memorial about? The monument to the founder of the Abbey. It's fairly recent. The funds were donated by her descendants. I can go this way to the animal pens. Hello, animals. Hello, animal man, Volkbert. Good day, Andreas. That's all I'm getting from you. Cool. The abattoir is locked. That's probably for the best, let's be real. The large garden. Yep, this is a large garden, alright. I wonder what recipes the brothers have for peas. I mean, all pea recipes are good, because peas are good. These cucumbers are growing quickly. I'm sure whatever isn't eaten will be pickled. Really, what can't you do with peas and pickles? And this way to the abbot's house. Let's go and bother the abbot as well. Oh, here's the prior. Hello, I was in your house. God bless you, Andreas. Your dog is called Mirabilis. I shall pet them. As ever, I don't like dogs, but this is very cute. Andreas. Not, you know, leaving unspoken, what are you doing in my house? You should be working. I'll just go to the chapter house. Sure. I just want to explore everything. There's so many interesting parts. One day we'll start actually playing this game, but you know. Dance of Death mural. Father Matthias had it painted a few years before his death. It's beautiful. An artistic allegory on the constancy of death. Illustrations often feature people from every station of society to communicate that death inevitably claims everyone, from the peasant to the emperor. Yeah, wow, that, as Dance Macabres go, that is a hell of a thing. Okay, nothing interesting in the chapter house. Just takes us straight back out here. Hello, Sebhat. God give you health, Master Marla. Brother Sebhat, I'm surprised to see you still here. As am I, but I will be leaving soon, returning to Rome. Though outshone by its northern neighbour, Florence, Rome is still the seat of power for the Catholic Church and an impressive centre for the arts. I and my bishop regret that we could not reciprocate Father Rodolphe's generosity earlier. He showed much kindness to our priests at the Council of Constance many, many years ago. The Council of Constance, a meeting of bishops that took place between 1414 and 1418 in the Diocese of Constance to end the Papal Schism. It was also notable for the condemnation and capture of Bohemian theologian Jan Hus. Will you remain in Rome? That is up to my bishop, but I will miss these mountains in any case. You should travel to Ethiopia, Mr. Marla, and see the highlands. God has blessed my home with a wondrous beauty. I would love to. Someday. I still need to return to Nuremberg and open my workshop. Yes, someday. Until then, if you are ever in Rome, I may still be around. I would like that. By the way, if you have some time in the next few days, it would be nice to share a meal with you and some of the townsfolk. The townsfolk? I am accustomed to strange looks, especially in rural places like this, but I have had kind words with the baker and his wife. Oh yes, the Albans, Ulrich and Gret. It's Ulrich and Gret. I offered to tell a story to the children and their mothers over a meal someday. Gret seemed excited about the idea, but I would be more comfortable if you were there as well. That sounds nice. I can certainly make time. Thank you, Andreas. I look forward to it. God give you health. God, there's so much stuff in this church. To the kitchen. Hello, Lucas. Hello, Andreas. How goes it in the kitchen? Is Brother Voislav working you hard? It's Brother Voislav. Not too bad, brother. Brother Voislav is nice to me. It's Father Abbot and Brother Prior who make things hard. How so? I shouldn't complain. They just like their food a certain way, and I'm not that good at cooking yet. What you will need is some variety. Want me to get you some mushrooms from the forest? And all the best types, you understand. If you think that will help, I only use what's in the cellar. Brother Edok complains about his food too, but he complains to Brother Voislav. It's Brother Edok. What's Brother Edok know about food anyway? He's from Cornwall. Wow. Very specific and uncalled for, but... Jesus.
I don't even know where that is.
It's a land to the west across the sea where all they eat is fish. Not true. They have clotted cream.
Sounds miserable, but that's always what he complains about. The fish.
Yes, stretching and hydrating. Good point. So many words, so much talk. Nearly 2 hours in and I feel like we've just about made it through character creation. He just likes to complain, I think. Don't lose heart, Brother Lucas, you're still learning.
Thanks. See you later, Andreas.
Until later. We can go down into the cellar, out into the garden again. What's in the cellar? It's Brother Voicelove. Morning, Andreas. I was living with the Gärtners. It's great. They're a lovely family. Clara's a good woman, and she looks after Big Jorg and Ava like they were her own. It's Big Jorg and Ava. They're both almost fully grown. True. I suppose it's less that they need looking after, more that she cares to. Little Ursula is in good hands. It's Ursula, she's adorable. Anyway, if I don't see you around the Abbey later, maybe I'll see you in Tassin tomorrow. Until then. All of the hanging meats. Okay. We haven't been to the refectory yet, where we may refect. When the brothers eat their meals, this is where the lector reads to them. That's the system. That sure is how it works. Hello again, Sebat. You've not been in the dormitory. Doors out to the church and the bailey. You're probably going to need to get to know, like, properly the layout of this place, aren't you? And I'm just going to have nothing. Out in the courtyard, there grows a tree. That's a... Wow, that was a niche reference. You want some old school Christian choral music? I'm going to start quoting Down in Yon Forest. Anything else interesting? What's in the aquarium where one may talk? Yep, it's just a talking room. Any doors through here? I've not done the crypt or the tower yet. The foundations of this abbey were built when the Romans occupied this land, not long after the death of Christ. These tomb markers go back centuries, all the way to the founding of the abbey. Abbot Dietrich, from the height of Kearsau's power in the 14th century. Those days have long passed. Oh. A lovely relief of the Virgin and Child. Shame it's hidden down here. Also, what in the Modigliani nonsense is this? What was the Virgin Mary part swan? Is this the narrative we're going with now? And we can poke it, and he's holding a key. And I swear I told that to not give me notification sounds. Yeah, cool. Apparently Xbox Game Bar is going to make its presence known whether I like it or not. I turned that off. There you go. Because, hey, I got an achievement. That was it. Now what? Oh. Cool. Didn't even realise we were down here to solve a puzzle. Puzzle has been solved. Huh. Secret entrance to the library. I'll have to remember this. Yes, you will. That's going to be important in some kind of mystery later. And the tower? Bells. Nothing else. Okay, should we actually, like, head in the vague direction of doing our job? Or we could go and bother the nuns. Or we could go to the infirmary. We know medicine. We studied. St. Luke, patron of artists, is also the patron of healers, and handily I'm both. Hello, Brother Florian. God bless you, Andreas. No, it's the same. It's always coming out the same voice. Everyone is ill Peter. God bless you, Andreas. Brother Florian, how are you? The brothers and sisters are well, so I am well, thank God. Andreas, have you spoken to Klaus Drucker lately? Yes, quite recently. Why? I believe he may be receiving a medical text from Bologna soon. Quite interested in it. Bologna is one of the largest cities in Italy. Bologna's been a centre of the arts for centuries. It houses a well-known university which was home to both Dante and Petrarch, and comes up in quiz a lot. Can you read Italian? Ah, no, little Italian, and my Latin is not as good as I would like. I was hoping Brother Piero could help me with it if he has the time. I'm sure he'll make time. He's a patient teacher. That he is. I will see you later, Andreas. Till then. Most of these medicines were made by Agnes Steinauer with some help from Sister Gertrude. Ah, gotta love those gendered declensions on surnames. Doesn't make things more complicated at all. Sudden focus pull. That was a bit weird. Oh, there's so much more still to explore. Let's bother the nuns. Ah, feverfew. It smells so fresh. Sister Gertrude's wise to have some in the garden. No, we just... didn't mean to click that again. Let's bother the prioress. Hello, I'm in your house. Mother Cecilia. God bless you, Andreas. God bless you, Mother Cecilia. Is there something I can help you with? I noticed that you took the sisters inside when I walked up with the Baron. What concern is it of yours? It just seemed unusual. The Baron arrived to see the abbot in the scriptorium. It isn't appropriate for the sisters to interact with men. The sisters interact with me? As they need to, at my discretion. The Baron is an important visitor and patron of the Abbey, but there is no need for him to speak with the sisters or me. I see. That makes sense. Thank you, Mother Cecilia. Until later. Till then. Well, just line of inquiry denied, I guess. What's this door that I don't seem to be able to open? This door must lead into the rest of the convent. Not for me. Shockingly, I Andreas Mahler, not a nun. Tassin is lucky to have so much woundwort naturally growing. I had to buy it back in Nuremberg. Ah, the many-petaled cinquefoil. It grows so easily some consider it a wind. A wind? A weed. Why can I not read any language today? Still, it has a certain charm. Hello, Sister Sophie. God bless you, Master Marla. How are things going in the nun's kitchen? I mean, no offence, Master Marla, but I cannot speak with men. Ah, my apologies. God bless you. You as well, sister. Mouse finger. Pet cat. Pet cat. Yes. Over here we have... Does this certainly keep the garden well tended? Can I go into this shed? Yes. Sister Gertrude dries and stores all of her herbs here. I'm guessing that's... Oh no, we've met Gertrude. We talked to her. It was a whole thing. Matilda, are you allowed to talk to men? God bless you, Master Marla. Sister Matilda, how are you doing? Mother Cecilia doesn't like us talking to men unless it's necessary to perform our work. Just clicking that so it'll stop being underlined. Ah, forgive me. Sorry to bother you. Thank you, Master Marla. Denied at every turn. Why must these nuns stonewall me? Painting of Hildegard of Bingen, Mother Cecilia's favourite. Damn it, I should have said, because I looked at it and I was like, that's Hildegard of Bingen. The doors into the convent are locked to outsiders. Well, men, at least. Well, I'm out. It's been nice, but also awkward. Frankly, mostly that second thing. But what is there in the lower abbey? God, this game. This area is large already. Let's explore this before we go out into another area. The guest house of the abbey. I could be staying here, couldn't I? Come here, Klaus. God be with you, Andreas. Nicholas, has anyone ever told you you're threatening as hell? Got bad vibes, man. Sort your vibes. Can't go into the abbot's house. Or, assuming it's the same house at the back of the abbot's house. Although I actually know that the levels wouldn't line up at all. Ignore me. I'm once again saying words. Which is usually a good sign you should ignore me. But out here in the meadow... Oh, we could just walk home. Things in this shrine to St. Christopher are quite nice. One of the 14 holy helpers, St. Christopher is invoked as protection against the plague and to safeguard travellers. He's often pictured as a large man with a staff carrying the child Jesus on his back across a swollen river. Look at plants. Irises. Beautiful. Cool. Thank you for the deep insight, Mr. Marla. Go into the forest. Wow, I was really expecting the game to gate me before now, but no, we can just go wherever we like. Here we are at the Shrine of St. Satia. Carving of St. Satia. It's quite old. Don't know why it gets its own full-page CG, but okay. Rothman, full of bugs. No wonder Otto hasn't split it up. Hi, old Otto. Good to see you, Andreas. Old Otto, you're a pirate for some reason, that right? Waterfall must flow down from the snowmelt in the mountains above the abbey. That's the water cycle. An old salt mine. We've just given up on work at all, haven't we? Tassing's old salt mine. How the town made money before the Imperial Road opened up. Come to Old Salt Mine, where we have Old Salt Mine. Okay, back to the forest. You've given me too big of a possibility space, game, and now I am investigating it all. You can go to Smokey the Bear's house. Most of this felling is for the Abbey's renovations and firewood. The town can only gather sticks. Hi, Smokey. Oh, Master Mahler. Yes? We met once before, I think. You were drawing something by the waterfall. I'm Smokey. Well, Adam, but people call me Smokey. You're the charcoal burner. Wow. Incisive reasoning there. Yes, I remember. Ah, good. So, is there anything I can do for you? No, just being friendly. Oh, of course. Good to see you. Until next time, Master Mahler. Till then. And Václav. Oh, hello. Hello. You're not local, are you? No. I'm staying in Tassing only briefly. Is Smokey a friend of yours? No. I mean, I didn't know him before coming to Tassing, but he's let me stay with him, so... Yes, I suppose he is. People don't much like Romany. Most folk despise anything that's different. I like staying on the edge of town. I can talk about nature. My favourite subject lately. Not me, there's incredible diversity in nature. I find it awe-inspiring. Variation comes with dangers. I haven't seen you too often. Do you live here? I'm only visiting Tassing as well. My name's Andreas. Andreas Mahler. Oh, you're the artist staying up at the Abbey. It's nice to meet you. Most folk in Tassing don't come down here to talk. Right, I'm Václav, a traveling tinker. I travel from place to place, sharpen knives, mend small things that need mending, that sort of thing. What brought you to Tassing, Václav? Well, I actually came to visit Kirsav's library. I had hoped for one of the monks to read them to me, but the abbot wouldn't let me in. Father Gernot is a grumpy old man. I think he has half a mind to throw me out of the scriptorium most days. He does seem like an angry man. He threatened to expel me from Tassing entirely. Anti-Zignism. Don't you just love to see it? Disclaimer, we do not in any way love to see it. What were you looking for? Well, I explained I was looking for a text about the elements. If they're primordial, as Aristotle says, then God didn't create them. They exist with him since the dawn of time. That's a fascinating idea. Not only that, but it explains the presence of the angels and demons before the creation of the world. Of the 5 elements, angels are fire and air, and demons water and earth, and the world was ether before the Lord formed it. That's why Satan appeared as a snake to Eve. Snakes can only dwell in deep caves and woods. Yeah, we are just going. We're just doing a heresy run, aren't we? I've never considered it that way before. You might be onto something. I did not expect such open dialogue with you, Master Mahler. few men with your stature would entertain such ideas with someone like me. Yeah. Anyway, I should get back to work. Until later, Václav. We got a theological philosopher on our hands. And we're back at the church. I mean, while we're here, we might as well do our rent. Hi again, Klaus. Sheep, allow me to pass. I have acquired currency. Hi, Andreas. To the Gärtner farm. Hi, Jorg. Don't know why I put so many vowels in that. Yeah, Jorg. Clara.
Hello, Andreas.
Hello, Clara. I have something for you.
Oh,
This should be enough to pay my rent and the tax you owe the Abbey.
Andreas, this is far more than your rent payment. We can't accept this.
Please, Clara, it's the least I can do. You and Peter have been such gracious hosts.
But, Andreas, how did you even find so much coin? Are you sure you have to have enough to spare for yourself?
Yeah, I just had to con a monk. Turns out that's not even that hard. I have my ways, Clara. I'm more resourceful than you think.
You and your secrets, Andreas Mahler. I won't pry. Thank you, Andreas. You don't know what this means to us.
Probably best not to mention it.
Of course, I won't mention it to anyone. Still, thank you. I'll let you move on with your day. Bless you.
Till later. And that is just in time for us to take our second short break, because this time I did notice the notification. So, yes, I'm going to go away for a few minutes. Go and get some more water and stretch my legs and try and wake up a bit. It's a dodgy day for that. It's been a long weekend. And today is Tuesday. So yeah, I would recommend all of you do the same things. Get up, move around, have some water, have a drink. Take your meds if you still need to. And yeah, let the ads run, and I will see you again in a few minutes for more of this. Alright, see you then. And I'm back. Hello everyone, hope the animal noises have been keeping you company. Let's... Hello, Il Peter. How do you feel knowing you've infected everybody's voice? And hello to you, Oversoul. I am also really digging this game. I mean, I've barely started at the minute, because we've decided to just spend a couple of hours dicking around instead of actually going to work. Which, you know, relatable. Hi, Klaus. Bye, Klaus. Was there a run button? I swear there was a run button. Hi, Father Thomas. Yeah, what? I swear there was a run button. Ah, walk toggle the shift. We want to go to the meadow. There you go. Now we are making moves. Oh, there's somewhere else to dick around. It's terrible news. And there are people here. Leonard. Morning. You're the Gurten's border, aren't you? How could you tell? You're as filthy as a farm, but you don't smell like sheep. Quite unlike the Gurteners. Watch your mouth, they're good people. But peasants, maybe, not a curious one amongst them, accepting evil. How is she, by the way? What does she matter to you? I'm only curious. She used to bring that barley to me, but Peter insists on delivering it now. Yeah, can't imagine why. Shame, she's shown certain curiosity about the mill. I'd hoped to foster that. I haven't seen such marvellous women since my time in Flanders. There are many in the farmlands along the Layer, particularly west of Ghent. Ah, the Lys, a lovelier range of hills. Right, Flanders is famous hills. She's the only windmill in Bavaria, did you know? Just, you know, just take the piss out of this person you just met. Bavaria, where we are. Powerful duchy in the southeastern Roman Empire. Holy Roman Empire, different thing. South of Swabia, north of Tyrol. Tassing and Kiersau sit in the extreme south of the duchy near the border with Tyrol. Constructed in exacting detail from Dutch specifications. The gem of the Alps, and none of the incurious dolts here can appreciate it. Except you. Yes, I'm sure it's the peasants who are the problem. Am I so out of touch? No, it's the peasants who are wrong. I should be going. Until later. Until then, Marla. And there are Roman ruins, and there's a small child.
Hello.
Paul, right? I don't think we talked before. I'm Andreas, I'm staying with the Gettners.
Oh, but you're not a farmer. Why are you living with the farmers?
They're letting me board with them while I work in the Abbey scriptorium.
You're a monk?
I'm an artist.
Oh, like you do drawings?
Drawing, painting, calligraphy. If it goes in a book, I can put it there.
Oh, is that... How do you get money?
Wow, too real, Paul. I'm an artist, cool, and how do you make money? What? The Abbey pays me, of course. Art's a job, just like being a miller's a job. But it's also a calling.
I didn't... My dad says drawing's stupid, it's not worth anything.
Your dad's wrong.
Oh, but he can hear.
Sorry. Do you like to draw, Paul?
Yes!
Also, I love how you get the little ink spatters when somebody's excited or angry or whatever.
More than anything, but I have to do it where Dad can't see. He gets mad.
My dad doesn't like some of the things I do either. That's why I don't tell him. Just got an achievement come up. Good influence.
Can I tell you a secret?
Sure.
Sometimes I draw on the ruins in the meadow where Dad can't see.
The Romans would have been honoured. They loved defacing monuments. Actual fact.
I don't know what that means.
Don't worry about it. What do you draw?
Cats. Mum. I don't know. Stuff. I probably shouldn't be talking to you. Dad won't like it.
Yeah, well, your dad is a dickhole. You're probably right. I'll go. Till later, Paul, and... Hey, keep drawing, alright?
I will. Bye.
Adorable. Hello, Staub. Staub. You are dog. Congratulations on the dog. And here we have Elsa. And up there, glass windows, probably made in the Low Countries. God, we're just that guy, aren't we, who spends 6 weeks in Italy and then tells you about it for the rest of your life. You know, this reminds me of my gap year. We know. Did I ever tell you about the time I spent? Yes. Good morning. Forgive me, I've forgotten your name. Andreas, master artist. Oh, a master at such a young age. It's impressive. God, one person? Oh, you're a master, but you're so young. Another person? How are you not a master? You're so old. Make your minds up. Well, I admit, I'm not a master yet. Still finishing my masterpiece. What is that like? Like any dissertation, hard work, but it pays off in the end. To live a dream. You can, you have the right, just like anyone. To do what? I've my family to care for, Leonard. Paul, my sweet angel. The mill. Oh, I apologise. We didn't even get properly introduced. You must be Elsa Müller? Yes, that's me. Heard Clara and Ava had an artist boarding with them. That must be very exciting. I'd seem to enjoy having someone new in the home. Perhaps Ava more than Clara, Oh, I only meant living on a farm among the townspeople. Isn't it very lively? Only when Peter starts raving about the mill's hall, only when ill Peter wakes in the night and can't find the chamber pot. Yeah, let's make a joke about ill Peter. Everybody knows ill Peter. Ursula brings some joy to the household, though. She is precious. Such a lovely little girl. I talked to your son Paul. He seemed like a good kid. Paul is darling, but so shy. What have we done so far? Where's the plot so far? Nowhere and nothing. What have we done so far, Emily? We have dicked around and explored basically everywhere and not gone to work. It's been great. I pray the Lord may someday bless us with a daughter. Elsa! Have you finished with your gabble? There's work that needs doing. Wow, Leonard, you suck! Oh no. I'm sorry, I have to get to my labours. Of course, I apologise if I've bothered you. Until later, Mistress Mühlechen. Until then. It had struck me that, like, all of the conversations tend to end with "until later," specifically as a phrase, and I was just like, that's interesting, and then realised that that's just because that is a literal thing of Auf Wiedersehen, isn't it? Or bis später, yeah, so many things. So many equivalent things in cognate languages. Collapsed. This must have allowed access to the aqueduct. I wonder who could have drawn these. These must be Paul's drawings. It's Paul. Thanks, Book. We just talked to him. We know who Paul is. Honestly, Book. Right. Should we actually go to work? You know, just wild and crazy idea. But first there's a couple things to examine. A shrine to St. Maurice. The statue looks ancient. And snowdrops. One of the only flowers that can bloom this early in spring at this altitude. Bishbert is very popular and your dad lives in Esslingen, so you think it's popular in Schwaben dialects. Yeah, that would make sense. Yes, we already looked at the irises, didn't we? That's Shrine to St. Christopher. Let's go to work. Lower Abbey. Upper Abbey. Oh no, I'm navigating a space. Wait, I literally have a map. Emma, you have a map. Look at the map. Okay, so we want to go dormitory, Old Bailey, scriptorium. Cool. Our journal now says... cross that off. Clara seemed very grateful for the money. Hopefully this will help alleviate some of the Gertner's money troubles. And all we had to do was lie to a monk. Hot take, Schwabische is one of the coolest dialects of German. I have no strong opinions. There's so many people. Brother Redux and Ives, eldest scribe of Kearsarge's scriptorium, known for his beautiful handwriting and love of anagrams and fish. Classic combination. Agnes Steinauchen, midwife of Tassing, wife of Lucky. She has one daughter, Brigitte Bauerin, wife of Martin. Bertold Drucker, son of Klaus and Marie. Big Jorg, son of Peter Gärtner and his late wife Christine, called Big because he's the biggest man in town. Makes sense. Mother Cecilia, prioress of Kearsarge Abbey. Like all of Kearsarge's prioresses, was once the Abbey's librarian. Solid promotion path. Clara Gärtnerin, we know. Klaus, we've met. Elsa, wife of Leonard Müller. Oh no, we haven't even read the one about Klaus. Klaus Drucker is the Tassingtown printer, husband to his wife Marie and father to Bertolt. Yes, Big Jorg would be either Dick Jorg or Gross Jorg, which both a little bit unfortunate. Although Tassing is an unusual place for a printing press, he does brisk trade with pilgrims and other travellers on the Imperial Road, so it's not that unusual, clearly. Elsa Mühlchen, wife of Leonard Müller and mother of Paul. Elsa largely keeps to herself in the Müller home, but many peasants and townsfolk consider her to be one of the kindest people in town. Andreas Schmidt, Tassingtown blacksmith, works near the town centre most days. Eva Gärtnerin, daughter of Peter Gärtner and his late wife Christine. Eva was largely raised by her brother and father. Prior Ferenc, originally from Hungary, like all people named Ferenc. Yeah, no, we promised to go to dinner with Klaus, and we are still going to do that because the Baron didn't invite us to the Abbot's table. He invited Father Thomas to the Abbot's table. We accepted no dinner plans. Our dinner plans so far have been tonight, the Druckers, at some point with Brother Seppat before he goes. Baron didn't invite me, not to my knowledge. I thought he just said Father Thomas. Baron invited you, we'll get you. Prior Ferenc of Pech, originally from Hungary, which is where Pech is. Ferenc is the prior of Kearsarge Abbey and responsible for running the scriptorium, known for his interest in esoteric books. A kindred spirit. Could have changed because of choices. Sorry, are you telling me choices have consequences? The concept. Brother Florian of Poznan, formerly a mercenary in Poland, now the Abbey's infirmarian. Despite his violent background, he's known for his kindness and calm demeanour. Father Gernot of Munich, Abbot of Kearsarge Abbey, replaced the former highly beloved Abbot Father Matthias. Known in the Abbey as a disciplinarian and in the town as a harsh landlord, he's struggling to fund the Abbey as the scriptorium no longer generates much money and also everybody hates him, clearly. Sister Gertrude of Hoff, herbalist of Kearsarge Abbey, known for her friendly personality and her cat, Mausfinger. Gret Albanin, wife of Ulrich and mother of Anna. Gretis is her husband in the bakery. Hedy Bauerin, wife of Johann Bauer, mother of Veronica and Hans. Townsfolk like Hedy, but she's known for being loud and brash and for drinking too much, which makes her louder and even more brash, as it tends to. I'm loving this interface. Ill Peter, the elderly father of Peter Gärtner. Oh, okay. So he could have just been old Peter or Peter Senior, but no, he's Ill Peter. Ill Peter is perpetually on death's door, but continues to work the field in spite of it. He's the oldest man in town. Johann Bauer, brother of Franz Bauer, husband of Hedy, father of Veronica and Hans. Johann's friendly with most of the families in town, but determined to expand his farm. Pardon me. Leonard Müller, town miller. That being what miller means. Husband of Elsa and father of Paul, one of Tassing's wealthiest citizens, he's widely disliked for his heavy tolls and his cruel nature and for generally being kind of a dick. Lawrence Rothvogel, Baron of Rothvogel from Nivworms, patron of Kearsarge Abbey, lover of books and art. Lucky Steinauer, stonemason of Tassing, husband of Agnes, father of Brigitte, known for his great strength. Brother Lucas of Fugen, Kitchener for the monks of Kersau Abbey, works with Brother Voislav. Sister Margareta of Krimmel, assistant herbalist of Kersau Abbey, works with Sister Gertrude, mostly blind from failed cataract surgery. Ow. Ooh, there's a lot there. Marie Druckeren, block cutter and typecaster, wife of Klaus, mother of Bertolt. Martin Bauer, son of Franz and Kat Bauer, husband of Brigitte, father of Wolf, known for his churlish youth and petty theft. But to be fair, canonically now so are we. Brother Mathieu of Neuchâtel. We did read that. Sister Matilda, we read that. Miklaus Hebler, Swabian servant of Lorenz Rothvogel. Old Otto Zimmermann, carpenter and father of Otto. Suffered a stroke several years ago, so his son's taken over much of their business. Lives next to the town commons. Ottilia, widow Camperin, farmer, different word. Widow of Rannig Camperin, lost her home after the death of her husband. Paul Miller, quiet son of the town Miller. God, words. Leonard and Elsa. Yeah, we read that. Brother Rudiger of Turles, cantor for the monks of Kersau Abbey, known for his fine singing voice. Brother Sebhat of Sadai, priest from the Ethiopian Church in Rome, visiting Kersau to repay a gift given at the Council of Constance. Sister Lisbeth, Dutch Oblate assistant is what that says, to Mother Cecilia. God, you don't see Y umlaut much. Oh, is that a Y umlaut, or is that an IJ ligature? I think that's an IJ ligature, because Lisbeth would... Yeah, that's just Dutch. Adam Smoky Curler, good name. Charcoal burner for Tassing and Kersau, lives in the woods between the town and the abbey. Ulrich Alban, town baker, husband to Gret and father to Anna, known for his piety. Ursula Getnerin, daughter of Peter and Clara, half-sister of Eva and Bigjord. Václav, family name unknown. A Roman traveller who's been staying in the woods with Smokey for a few weeks. Helps Smokey with the charcoal burning and does odd jobs for the townsfolk. Brother Volkbert of Mittenwald, novice of Kersau, given odd jobs around the abbey, known for his innocence and naivete. Brother Voislav of Plzeň? That is not somewhere I know. Bohemian Salary for the monks of Kersau, generally well regarded by his brothers, supervises his brothers Volkbert and Lucas. And we read that. And is there anything we haven't read in the glossary? Yes, the Imperial Road, also called the Via Imperii. The Imperial Road links Venice in the south with Stettin on the Baltic Sea in the north. It passes through Verona, Innsbruck, Nuremberg, and many other cities along the way. It also brings thousands of travellers to Tassing and Kersau every year. St. Hildegard of Bingen was a Benedictine abbess, visionary, mystic, and prolific writer on a variety of subjects from theology to musical composition to medicine. Any we haven't read? Nope. Cool. I like that, and while you were in the menu, he just has a quick prayer, you know. I might be playing the heretic run, but... why not hedge your bets, eh? Right, dormitory. Did we look at the dormitory before? I can't remember. I mean, there doesn't seem to be much to see in here. Rudiger has such a nice voice. Well, I mean, yeah. How else do you get to be cantor? To the scriptorium. Let's actually go and do a job. Hi, Father Piero. Large donations from a wealthy family. Okay, yes, but apart from that, how do you get to be cantor? Andreas, God bless you, so good to see you. Good morning, Brother Piero. Good to see you as well. I don't like this weather. My bones ache. Means a storm's coming. Finally, one of these places, one of these people is from a place that I can actually do the accent of, and not sound like I'm just doing a weird foreign accent. Big Yug Getner says if you live here 10 or 15 years, you can smell storms coming. Eee. Brother Edok has been here long enough that we can always smell him coming. Do not forget, Brother Guy, the fate of the youths who jeered the aged prophet Elijah outside of Bethel. What are you going to summon bears? Please go on. Are you... Please don't summon bears in the scriptorium. Are you comparing yourself to a prophet, Brother Edok? Now, I really hope it is Guy, and he is French, and it's not somebody named Guy from, like, St. Albans. I'm comparing you to an impudent youth whom the Lord in his ineffable wisdom may choose to strike down. Brother Guy, please show more respect to Brother Edok. You're being mean-spirited. Stay out of this, Andreas. The old fart can defend himself well enough. Well, now it's just Guy from Leicester. I need no defence against the likes of you. God protects his faithful against the iniquitous. Well, everyone seems quite lively. I suppose that means Prior Ferenc is not overseeing us today? He was here, but then he heard Lachance Hrothvogel arrived and he hurried out like a little mouse. It's Lorenz. Lorenz is so desperate to impress the abbot and nobles of Hrothvogel. It's pathetic. We feign kindness to Father Abbot and our prior, only to speak about them like this behind their backs. Shameful. Oh no, Baron Hrothvogel. His manuscript. I just realized that he will want to see his manuscript. How silly of me. Of course, that's why he's visiting. Perhaps if you were younger and faster, you wouldn't need to worry so much about Patron's visits. Ah, just threats. Just threats. Watch your mouth or I'll give you something to worry about. What? Threatening a monk? What's wrong with you? Ah, so much. You're the one mocking old men. What's wrong with you? Anyway, what's the problem? The Baron is just one client. He has to wait like anyone else. Andreas, Baron Hrothvogel is not like anyone else. He has powerful friends, including the Prince Bishop of Freising. The religious and secular ruler of scattered territories in the Holy Roman Empire, including the lands containing Tassing and Kirsau Abbey. Kirsau is already out of favour. Father Abbot does not want to have to deal with more attention. Well, if Prior Ferenc isn't here, I'm gonna work on my masterpiece until he arrives. That's how you deal with your deadlines, Andreas, is you just don't do your actual work unless somebody is actively supervising you. Oh, that's right, I need to reference the Endermau manuscript. Endermau, prominent family of the Swiss Confederacy in Austria. I considered doing work, and now I'm leaving instead. What do you want, Andreas? A book. The Endermau manuscript, the Book of Hours. Your hair looks messy today. Did you get enough sleep? What? I mean, did you sleep alone, or... Why do you want to know? It would be nice to have something to think about during divine reading. Divine reading? Lectio Divina is the thoughtful reading of and meditation on Scripture. The practice leads to prayer and contemplation. It's a daily part of life in Benedictine communities. Have you considered the Lord? Bored and saucy, mood? Yeah, very relatable.
You really are a cloud on a sunny day, Andreas.
Could I just get the book?
That's all that way upstairs. Can't you get by without it?
I'm sorry, but I really can't. I need to reference it for my work.
Really, my feet hurt and these stairs are so steep.
I'm just going to ask Illuminata to get it. It's Sister Illuminata.
Sister Illuminata! Andreas needs a book and he's being inappropriate with me.
Andreas just like, what? What? Andreas. I wasn't being inappropriate with her. I didn't think that you were. Sister Zdena has a poor attitude towards her vocation, the rule, and I suppose the 10 Commandments. The Rule, St. Benedict of Nursia, is a book of instructions for monks living together under the guidance of an abbot. Written in the 6th century, the Rule provides the principles for living a monastic life. I imagine it takes some longer than others to accept their new lives here. She may yet come around. Oh no, that was me saying that. She may yet come around. That's charitable of you, but perhaps you are right. I should not have been so quick to judge her. In any case, I overheard you requesting the Ender Mao manuscript. Here, please return it promptly. Thanks, sister.
Andreas, may I see how your masterpiece is coming?
Of course. Your opinion's always welcome.
Yes, the composition is lovely. There is a joyful spirit in your arrangement of the figures. The contrast of colors is also quite nice. Rich and beautiful on their own, but not overpowering the scene.
Doesn't feel right. I don't know why.
It's an excellent interpretation of someone else's work.
Cool. Let's debate the question of authorship and reproduction. What do you mean it's all my work?
My son, you're copying the illustration from the Ender Mauer manuscript almost exactly.
So? What's wrong with that? Haven't I improved on it?
Aesthetically, yes, it's wonderful, but I feel you have not given much thought to what it represents.
It's November. In November, we show peasants leading the pigs into the forest to forage on acorns before the slaughter.
Andreas, the peasants here are no longer allowed to forage acorns in the forest. Many great lords and abbots across the empire have forbidden it. Even Father Gernot.
What difference does it make? This is the way November is painted.
But it is not the way November is. Art is illusion, storytelling, but in their most sublime form, these images illuminate a path to truth.
It's most important to me that my clients are happy. They won't pay me for truth.
Yes, but with God's grace, this book of ours will outlive us all. What will it say to those who see it in a future generation, centuries beyond our comprehension? Some will gaze deep into your lines and paint to seek a deeper meaning. What will they find? But you need not listen to my opinions. They are just the thoughts of one old monk.
AKA, you should absolutely listen to my opinions, but hey, I'm not doing anything.
There is no place for the monastic scriptoria anymore. In truth, this room is a place out of time.
Why is that? Why has Kirsau kept this up for so long?
Some people, some places have a difficult time letting go of the past. I am not among them.
The creation of books of art is no longer the province of monasteries. So be it. More people will be able to write, more will be able to read, and in so doing be brought to truth. Yes, stretching. Oh, yep, that was an array of interesting noises from my back. Yeah, I'm not going to say, don't you think it's dangerous, too many people reading. I think there'll always be a place for artists like you and Brother Edoc, and Guy is also here. Wow, he immediately picks up on that. And Brother Guy. It's kind of you to say so, Andreas, but you need not be concerned for me. I have lived a long life, and I'm happy to have served the Lord. When he calls for me, I'm ready. Later on. Where has the time gone? It is already terse. Monastic hour corresponding to 9 a.m., one of the little hours of prayer. Test precedes Mass and the chapter meeting. Too much talk. I must ask forgiveness for not honoring the rule. Until later, Andreas. Until later. You're still working on that. Could you not be doing your actual job, Andreas? No? Cool. Okay. Andreas also getting your stretch reminders. Hello. I recognize that code wheel. What's going on in here? Hi, sister. Andreas, what was that noise? Oh, I'm sorry, Sister Illuminata, I knocked a bottle of paint to the floor. But then Prior Ferenc came in, wrote in one of his books, slammed it closed, and left. He was in such a hurry, I don't think he even noticed me. He was slamming books shut? Prior Ferenc should know better than that. Some of these manuscripts are quite delicate. I agree. Which is why books should not be taken out of the library unless it is necessary for divine reading or work in the scriptorium. Are you still mad at me for borrowing the Chronica Clara? The Clear Chronicle, a history of the universe from creation to 1082, written by Irish monk Mariana Scotus. God, I can see this getting me points at quiz. Just like, hey, I know this thing about this 11th century book. No, anger is not an appropriate response for a nun. But the fact remains that you tricked me into giving you that book for no valid reason. That does sound like a thing we would do. Not valid. Is it not valid to want to see the work of one of the great Irish scribes? One who wrote masterworks that even now grace libraries at Cologne, Fulda, and Mainz. And now I have to read about these places. Cologne is a large, powerful free imperial city on the Rhine. It's a major hub for commerce between Italy and the Netherlands. It's also a popular site for pilgrims, as its cathedral contains relics of the three wise men, represented as crowns on their arms. Fulda is a town built around an old Benedictine abbey near the centre of the empire. Fulda's abbots are imperial princes and wield great power. And Mainz, located on the Rhine. Mainz is the home of the Archbishop of Mainz, which makes sense when you think about it, an elector of the Holy Roman Empire, and the Primus Germaniae, the Pope's substitute north of the Alps. No, it's not. Not unless it pertains to your work or the abbot permits it. Now, if you'll excuse me... Wait, what's all this fuss about Lorenz Rothvogel? Why is Prior Ferenc so nervous? Lorenz? I didn't know you were familiar enough with the man to use his Christian name. Anyway, I haven't dealt with him personally, but the prior and Father Abbot have. I only know that he's purchased a number of our most valuable manuscripts over the years. And he paid enough to help the Abbey when we needed it. Like what? What did he buy? I can't remember. You know, I have my own responsibilities to attend to. How about this, Andreas? If you help me recover some missing books, I'll tell you what I know about the Baron. Side quest. Of course. I'll help in any way I can. Thank you. It's for the good of the Abbey. Where should I begin? Out there, where you and your cohort have carelessly strewn books around the scriptorium. I will tell you what books I'm looking for, find them and return them to me. The first books are 2 volumes of the Aeneid. A poetic epic telling the legend of Aeneas, a heroic Trojan who struggles to reconcile his personal desires with his destiny to found Rome. It was written in the 1st century BC by the Roman poet Virgil. I know, I had to study it. Reddish covers, 14 inches by 10 inches, 3 inches thick. Let's not be a pedant. Oh, I know the ones. They're among Piero's favourites. He keeps them by my desk. They are not his to keep. They're literally just over here. There's a fair amount of wear on these. Hope you don't mind. Oh, yeah, I am actually remembering some of these phrases. Jesus. Those volumes were old even when Piero started to make the copies. How long ago was that? 3 years. The Aeneid is not one of my favourite stories, but I understand why it appeals to Piero. Also, I'm in it. Aeneas chose his duty to the gods over his lover Dido. Do you think Aeneas' sense of duty appeals to Piero? We all have our vocations. Brother Piero takes his more seriously than most of the others in this abbey. You clearly take your chosen vocation seriously. Andreas, I didn't have a choice in my vocation. Few women do. Is it really that bad? Being a woman that limiting? Let's think about this. How would you know? True, she knows her life better than I do. Yeah, you're right, of course. I appreciate that you understand how limited our roles and our choices truly are. Even in stories, we are maidens to be rescued and wed, cruel seducers of men or wizened crones. Like Dido, we ordinary women are merely tools in the tales of men. We can never be the protagonists of our own stories. No woman is exempt from that, from the empress to a nun. It is our lot. Well, from 500 years in the future, it's not that much better. It's a lot better. This is not that much better. Hashtag oof too real. I suppose I understand now why you're not fond of the Aeneid. It's fine poetry. For men. That... Love it. That is such a concise ethering, and I'm here for it. Now, the books, if you please. Thank you. Next, Richard Guérin. This is a printed copy, green cover, diamond pattern. An Italian chivalric romance written by Andrea da Barberino in the early 15th century. The titular character rises from impoverished origins to go on heroic adventures and discover his noble parentage. Originally published as a manuscript, it enjoyed greater success as a printed book. Many things did. I do not have the size in the ledger, but hopefully the description is enough. I know the one you're talking about. Brother Edoc was reading it. And it's over here. The beauty of this book truly belies its ridiculous content. I'm surprised the Abbey owns a copy. We don't. It belongs to Amadeo Rusco of Lugano. It's a Venetian edition that's quite valuable. Lugano, highly contested Swiss market town located in the southwestern Alps, the Dukes of Como and Milan fought for control over it until it was claimed by the Swiss Confederation in 1513. He loaned it to us 5 years ago. It was subsequently lost, and the abbot has received 3 letters about it. Yeah, I've certainly seen the brothers enjoying it. That book is not appropriate reading for Benedictine monks. A baby is sold to pirates, raised a servant, then lives a life of adventure, wooing princesses and fighting in tournaments. You forgot the best part. In the end, Geraint learns he has royal blood, the son of a duke. He reigns as a king and dies a pious hermit. What's not to love? Benedictines should be dreaming of reconciliation with our Lord, not lusty adventures. Yeah, I suppose you're right. It's better suited for knaves like me. It's not my place to reprimand anyone for reading stories, least of all you, Andreas. Still, we must be on guard. Fantasy leads to temptation. Temptation has led to the downfall of many men and women. Sometimes, yes, but looks like this, it's all the same type of fantasy, isn't it? To die better than we are born. And what's the problem with that? Why shouldn't a peasant dream of being a king? There is neither Jew nor Greek, neither slave nor free, neither male nor female, for you are all one in Christ Jesus. We may be one in Christ, but we're not equal in this world. It isn't this world you should be concerned with, Andreas. But the book, Andreas, we must return it. Would you like the abbot to receive a 4th letter? I hate to see the brothers disappointed, but I understand. It's not my goal to deprive the brothers of their joy, but to return Amadeo Rusco's property. The book, please. Fine. Here you go. There is only 1 book left, then you will be freed from bondage. A dark red cover, 8 inches high, 5 inches across, 2 inches thick. What is it? The description should be sufficient. I don't know why you won't tell me, but alright, I'll find it. Is it this one? Now that I think about it, Gear's always been guarded about this book, like he was hiding it. It's Brother Gear. Very good, please bring it here. Yeah, sorry, I just got distracted reading the French. What is this, anyway? Oh, it's in French. The soul that God touched, empty of sin in the first state of grace. What is this? Why are you asking so many questions? Just give it to me. Yeah, no, Twitch didn't freeze. Sorry, I just got distracted. Yeah, yeah, I froze because I am very easy to nerd snipe if you just throw some interesting French up. Why won't you tell me what this book is? Because it's a dangerous book, Andreas Mahler. One the previous abbot tolerated in spite of a papal order to destroy it. 3 French bishops condemned the book. All copies were to be burned. Its author shared the same fate. What? Why? I don't know, Andreas. It isn't my place to question the judgment of 1 bishop, much less 3. Here's the real question of historicity. Does the French here reflect French prior to the Academy? I believe so. I noted a few things on the first page where I was like, that is not how you would say this in standardized French. But this is not my period. I did, like, modern. And before you ask, no, I haven't read it. But I know it contains a dialogue between love and reason. Oh, what is this? I should know what this is. Dialogue between love and reason, French. It's like 15th century. Ah, this is a thing. Ah. God, I feel like I'm playing Quiz Bowl. So, the book's dangerous. When did the bishops condemn it? As we float into the clouds? 200 years ago. Okay, so it's not 15th century, 13th century, 14th, maths. What? Why? Why is it still here? De Amore by Andreas Capellanus could be it. I might be conflating it with another thing as well, but yeah, that could well be it. Because Father Matthias loved books, all books, he didn't want to see it destroyed. And he was right to do so. Books shouldn't be destroyed, even if their content's in question. The Holy Church does not share your opinion. It is their law we must contend with, not your emotions. Oh, do we out and out say the Church was wrong to Sister Illuminata? Yeah, well, the Holy Church could suck my dick. Thanks for that. The Church was wrong. I'm not going to debate this with you, Andreas, and Father Matthias is gone. It's not my place to question the former abbot's decision. When Father Gernot learned it was in our possession, he wanted it destroyed. Must the book be destroyed? No one even knows that it's here. I do. So do Mother Cecilia and Father Gernot. I think he just fumed silently. No, no, she seems like the kind of nun who would be a terrible person to cross. Fine, here, take it. Good, it's for the best, thank you. Oh, you actually kept the book. I'm gonna be mostly heretic, but also not gonna mess with this nun, which had consequences. Now then, Baron Rothvogel, quickly though, I need to finish up here soon. Thoughts? She may only have time to answer 1 question, so I should choose carefully. So, our options. You said that he buys books from the Abbey. What kind? How long has he been visiting the Abbey? Doesn't seem important. Seemed unusually friendly. I don't understand it. You mentioned finding a copy for Storia Tassi. I said it had some scandalous details in it. Well, that sounds like the most kind of concrete thing. He also mentioned that Father Matthias had a copy and was looking for another to verify its contents. Do you know anything about the book? I have heard of it, but I have never read it and I know little about its contents. The subject is broad, but I believe the book deals specifically with the Roman occupation of this land. What about that could have upset Father Matthias so much? I can't claim any deep insights into the former abbot's mind. I understood him to be a virtuous and charitable man, sometimes to a fault. It is not always best when an abbot considers himself a friend to his brothers instead of their shepherd. Could something in the book have led Father Matthias to a crisis of virtue? Virtue is only found in crisis. Without it, virtue's a little more than ideals. That is actually a remarkably valid point. Thanks, Illuminata. So, perhaps there is merit in that idea. Well, I must be off to Mass. Thank you again for your help, Andreas. Ah, do we drop in that we know about the secret entrance? Or do we just smile devilishly? Sneaky, sneaky. What are you smiling about? I am filled with the joy of peace. You are a strange man. Good day, Andreas. God be with you. And it's Sext. That's the bell for Sext. The brothers will be sitting down for dinner soon. Sext. Monastic hour, corresponding to noon, one of the little hours of prayer, followed by dinner. I should see if Otto's around and still wants to eat with me. Remind me who Otto is, game. Who the hell is Otto, game? Game. I think he's working by the guest house below the abbey. Otto is the long-haired, pretty lumberman. I do not remember his existence. A few more pages. Clara kindly gave me some food for dinner. I should see if Otto and Andreas are around. Otto's working below the abbey between the guest house and the abbot's house. Okay. Well, we shall see them when we do. Checking the People Tab View Journal, that's why I opened it. It's Brother Guy of Dijon. Okay, yeah, he is French. A Burgundian scribe. What? Yeah, that would have been part of France at the time, and not independent. Brother Guy is respected for his swift hand, but generally disliked for his mean spirit and two-faced sycophantic behaviour. Just like he's good at the work, but he's a dick. Father Gernot entrusts Guy with, it's so Guy, with writing the Abbey's most important documents. He's a mustard stain on my life. Wow, that's a particular burn. And Sister Illuminata of Perugia. Librarian and future prioress of Kirsau Abbey, Sister Illuminata is responsible for the contents of Kirsau's library, and she oversees the work of Sister Zdena, who will one day take her place. Illuminata is known for her great intelligence and expansive education. Oh, Dijon. Yeah, okay, I should have put that together more quickly. Thank you. Yeah, and also, this suggests Sister Zdena is, like, third in line to be prioress, which, just from our one interaction with her, seems like that would be a thing. Okay, so we go for dinner with Otto and Andreas, but we do that next time, because it has been 3 hours, and yeah. This game is rad. I mean, I was always planning to get to it, but honestly, I'm half glad that the other game didn't work, because I am enjoying the hell out of this, as will surprise nobody in the entire world. Yes, you did warn me it was good, I know. Many people said it was good. I knew I would enjoy it, and I am doing. But yeah, okay, so, regular wrap-up time. Thanks for coming, everyone. Thanks for experiencing the start of this with me. Thanks, everyone who stayed to the end. It means a lot. If you've been watching, you know where to find this, but just in case, this is twitch.tv/Saracent, that's SERASENT, the House of Hubris. You'll see that on the title card in a second. Streaming every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday, at, ordinarily, when we don't have tech problems and are on time, 2 PM British time, that is 9 AM Eastern, 6 Pacific. Other time zones are available. You can do the maths yourself, or if you don't want to do the maths, why not throw us a follow and get notified whenever I'm around. If you do miss anything, you can check the VODs on the Twitch for 8 weeks after the fact. For everything else, go to the YouTube. Link is down there, or it is youtube.com/@HouseOfHubris, where you can find all the VODs going back to the very start of the channel, which is over 2 years of content now, which is... There's a lot of stuff there. So, check it out, see if there's a game you like, and if not, let me know what it would be. And... yeah. While you're there, why not subscribe and get hot, fresh VODs in your subscription feed every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Also, if you feel I should have financial support rather than just lying to monks until they give me their money, then you can, of course, cheer or subscribe on Twitch, but you very much don't need to. Just turn up and hang out and be chill and be good to each other, and then everybody's having a good time. And my sound alerts aren't working. I saw the notification come in, it didn't make the noise. I'm going to have to press the button so it makes the noise.
That is a war crime.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, wow, you're just doing all of the channel point things. Yes, sleep is good, and I should really have done more of it last night, which is half the problem today. Anyway, how far did I get? I did all the things, right? Yeah, if you want to find me elsewhere on the internet, best place to look for whatever reason is still Twitter. Link down there, or that is Twitter @HouseOfHubris, where I do memes and shouting about gestures broadly at the country and the world. Yeah. Nothing else to announce at the minute, so I will just say again, thank you all for being here, thanks for hanging around, and I will see you again on Thursday for more Pentiment. Alright, love you all, see you later.